Okay, so I'm going to walk you through my process in creating this effect. So here we're going to import our footage and duplicate it 2 times. I named them left eye and right eye for organization's sake. Your effects are primarily going to be created off of these layers. Okay, so now we're going to look up Mocha in our effects panel, and this is where all of the heavy lifting is going to come into play. We're going to open up Mocha and create a rough track around the eye and let Mocha do its thing, track it forward, and assist it anytime the track goes astray. This happens a lot if you're not lit well, and after that we're going to save it and then create a mask off of your Mocha track. Now that we have that mask that we created with our Mocha track, we're going to create a new solid, and this we're going to use for the actual darkness of the eye. Create a black solid, you can name it whatever you want for organization, and then we're just going to copy over the mask that we had from Mocha onto this black solid. At this point we have a pretty good looking black eye that is tracked to our subject, but now we're going to finesse it a little bit to give it a little bit more realism. So we're going to play with the mask feather and mask expansion, and if you want you can keyframe this at any point where your subject's eye is starting to peek through the mask. Alright, now that we're done with this, we're going to duplicate it onto the other side, do the exact same process, and this is where we start to sell it a little bit more. What we're going to do is copy the right eye base that we created, we're going to put it over all of our base layers and duplicate that mask, so now we just have our actual eye over the mask, and we're going to look up an effect called Luma Key. And from here you're going to play with the threshold just so that the white bits, the highlights of your eyes, show over the mask. Okay, so now our effect is basically done, but we need to set an in and out. So what I chose to do for the beginning of this is I played with the mask opacity. I started at 100, went a few frames backwards, and brought it down. So this way it looks like the eyes come in. Now for the out, I did something a little different. I brought the 2 layers, the highlight and the actual mask, and pre-composed them. So now they're stuck together, basically like in a folder. And I went to the last frame where I blink and I made a hard cut. Our effect is done, so now we're going to export from After Effects and then color. So I decided to color in DaVinci Resolve, and I am not a pro colorist, so please take everything I say with a grain of salt. I did my base color, but the very important thing that I did here was create desaturation in the eyes when the effect comes in. And the reason I chose Resolve is because their tracking software is beautiful. I just placed a circle around my eye, and then I hit track forward and let Resolve do its magic. It is so precise, and I keyframed it to go away with the effect. Then I brought everything back into Premiere, added some sound effects and a scale. It's really the small details that go into play to really sell the effect. And with doing all this, we should be done.